Hello, my name is Candy with Candy Crafty Tales, and I am doing this review at the request of some friends who really wanted to have a lot of information on a frame I posted recently on Callie Jenny's Craft Stitch Facebook page that I had received a floor stand. And to do justice and provide information on the system, I thought the best thing to do would be to create a three-part floss tube, craft tube on the stands. I'm not doing this at request of Ezstitch. I am just very passionate about their frames, and I've used their system for a very long time. As you can see, I have a bunch of things in front of me. For part one, I wanted to talk about the scroll frames themselves, the rods, the sidebars, and the tabletop stand. For part two, I will discuss the floor stand that you all saw me post on Callie Jenny's Facebook page. And then part three, I will review some storage bags that I have still on order. So I hope you enjoy this, and there's not a lot in my channel, but if you do follow and like this YouTube, if you enjoyed it, it will encourage me to do more. And again, I'm a very new YouTuber, so this is my first attempt. I do want to thank two ladies who have really been inspirational to me in crafts and in coming forward to do this post. The first would be Callie Jen, whose page I had posted that frame on specifically because it was a US product. I knew it was available in the US. And then also the amazing floss tuber who introduced me to her through her Facebook page, which would be Natalia with Lovecraft Forever. These two are amazing floss tubers, so make sure to follow their pages and like them and join their groups. Just answer all the questions if you do, and I hope they know that I'm sending them lots of love and good vibes. I love watching them. I'm still trying to catch up on all of Natalia's posts because I just love listening to the sound of her voice. In case you hear any pause or scratches, it's not me, it's my helpful sidekick here named Cookie, so just please tolerate this and my other sidekicks in the back of the room, but this is the only time I have to do this. So we have here from the website this collection of scroll rods, which you'll see in here come in a variety of sizes. In fact, I have their page on the iPad next to me. So scroll rods are available in a variety of lengths, anywhere as short as 6 inches, which is, you will see right here, to 48 inches, which I do not have, but you can see here that I have a couple of customs. They used to be a part of a different website, and at that time when they were on that website, I had requested them to make me a couple of custom sized rods for projects. I reached out to them, and they did it. I don't know, because they have recently changed their website and their manufacturer, if they could still do that, but they did for me at the time. So a couple things I will note out. So they carry tape versions and webbing versions. Now, this Ezstitch frames was originally owned by another company called American Dreams, and this is the original set of rods I got when they were among that factory, being sold in Michael's many years ago. And the webbing, I imagine, is very similar to what was sold then. You will see it here. It is fabric, and you have to baste the fabric to that webbing, and then of course you unsew it or cut it off when you're done. The tape version uses Velcro. This is the older version, and you can see that they had stapled the webbing to the rod and then put the Velcro on the webbing. This is not designed this way anymore, as you can see from these other ones, where the Velcro is actually connected directly to the rod. And regardless of the size of the rod, the length, the bolts on the sides are all the same, so they can all be used with the sidebars interchangeably. You will notice that the smaller size rods, in this case the 6-inch right here, are smaller in diameter and compared to the larger rods This one is a set of tie 20 inch that came with a scroll frame, which are slightly thicker and are considered heavy duty. And we have some even longer ones here. And that's to be able to support the heavier fabric and still maintain tension. So up from 6 to 20 inches, excuse me, 24 inches. The rods are available in 30 inches. They're available in 2-inch increments. 6 to 18 are only available in the smaller diameter. The larger diameter rods, for the ones that are excessively long, are only available in the heavy duty. You can buy the rods, some of the rod sets with the sidebars, but you can also purchase the rods separately according to their link on their website. With the sidebars are available in multiple sizes as well. So you will see here, I have all of the sizes of the sidebars. They're as small as 6 inches. This is a 6-inch sidebar, and you'll see one hole. 8 inches, which is right here. 10 inches, which is this one that this one you can purchase it separately, but it also came with a floor stand. And then 12 and 16 inches, which are slightly different. You can see the 12-inch sidebars in front. They are on my Jasmine piece. And you can see that there are multiple holes in here, making this stand adjustable. I also have the 16-inch here. I still got the connector piece that connects it to the lap stand attached to it. You can also see that it is adjustable as well. All these sidebars, all these rods can be used interchangeably, both with a lap stand as well as the floor stand, which is excellent. And of course, they can all be interchanged no matter what the size of the rod is. I will tell you that I did particularly like the adjustable sidebars. It does make it difficult if you have too much open to get your arm under it all the way for the 16-inch. But when you're working on beaded projects, it allows you to gradually open the piece up and doesn't risk crushing your glass beads, which I have used it for that. Plus, it's always very satisfying to see your entire big project on your frame all the way open, right? So I'm going to pause for a second and move some of the stuff out of the way so that we can have my lap stand and then we can discuss a little bit about it in more detail. Okay, welcome back. Here is the lap stand. You're going to notice this tension on this is a little bit loose. It's because I quickly set this lap stand up for the purpose of recording. So normally I would tighten this tension a little bit tighter, but I do apologize. Yes, it is a little bit loose, but we're looking at the stand, not necessarily the tension of this current project. So the lap stand is essentially 2 legs with a rotator support on here. You can buy these legs separately. You do not have to buy it in the kit if you have frames already. I did it in the format that I did because it did come with the 12-inch adjustable sidebars as well as the 20-inch heavy-duty rods, and also had all the attachments as well as additional knobs, which I can always use for frames, etc. One of the benefits, well, first, actually, let's talk about the cons first of this, and then we'll talk about the great aspects. The lap stand is good for smaller projects, and you can use it on any side. I have had my 32-inch Jasmine, which is behind it, or the even longer project on the lap stand. However, for example, the longest project I'm currently working on, which is a head, and is 1 yard of fabric, it takes the entire bed. to work on it on the lap stand. So it's one of the main factors I moved to a floor stand. But for smaller projects, the lap stand is actually ideal, and there are some limitations on the floor stand that we'll talk about later. It makes the lap stand perfect in certain circumstances. So you see here that it is adjustable up and down for your height, depending on whether you're using it on a table or you are using it on a couch with you. You will see that there is an attachment that attaches the scroll frame to the legs of the stand as spacer bars. And these spacer bars are essential because you want the ability to swing this around and access the back of your piece. Now, one thing that, this is my little box that I keep behind, yes, there's some money in there, I keep by my bedside, and in it I have, everybody laughs, I have a screwdriver. Why do I have a screwdriver in my craft box as part of my kit? And it's because of these screws right here. In order to flip this frame up and around, you need to unscrew it, turn the knob, flip it over, in order to avoid damaging these rotators in here if you're trying to keep it stable, and then tighten it back with the screwdriver. So that is one of the cons, is that it is not as easily twistable and flippable without an extra tool, but that tool isn't very much to carry with you. Now, I have carried this lap stand on the airplane twice. I've carried it in 3 states. I've driven with it. When I go on business travel, I can quickly collapse this, stick it in my suitcase, roll it up in a towel, and off I go. In addition, you'll see that the legs are pretty stable. I have used a different type of stand when I got at Michael's, and you will get what you pay for. That was a lot cheaper. That was like 1 piece of wood, 1 screw, and a thin piece of wood with some holes in it up here that honestly I could have probably gotten the wood from a lot cheaper at Lowe's and drilled the house myself. You get what you pay for. This is all highly polished wood. I love the fact that you see this is completely rounded here. The frames, particularly the more recent ones, have very rounded edges on them right here. The knobs are polished and rounded. Why is this important? Well, if you have toddlers or grandchildren that are very young, or pets like I do running around, and sometimes things get excited, you don't want anybody running and falling and hitting a short corner. Neither do you. So I do like the fact that this is safely rounded. It's also beautiful. It's pretty. It's highly polished, as you can see, and it's durable. Like I said, I've taken this in a lot of places. It's very sturdy, and it's not going to fall apart. I literally took my other frame that I had been using, the one I got at Michael's, and I took it apart. I took the butterfly nuts, I took the bolts, I gave them to my husband, I put them in his toolbox, and I said, use these small pieces of wood for kindling, because that's about all they were good for. Plus, I found that the legs just did not provide me much stability. So I do love this product line. But what do you do with bigger projects? That's what we're going to discuss in our next YouTube. So I do hope that you will come back, like my channel. If you are interested in looking at the lap stand, the scroll frames, if you have any questions, please put your comments. I will reach out to them. I did ask one question because I do know that there are a lot of followers on Callie Jenny's website that may be overseas. These products are all made in the United States, but they are shippable overseas. I confirmed out, I reached to the website, and they will ship overseas for you. And the website is pretty easy to follow. It is ezstitch.net. They have pretty good customer service. In fact, I've had to go with them a couple issues on knobs that I just needed replacements. There are some products I will point out next time that they no longer carry, but that I have, and you see here. I will cover that in my third web video, and hopefully if a lot of people say, hey, bring those products back, maybe they will consider bringing them back. If you have any questions, want any more information, please comment, like this video, share it with your friends, and I will try to review the comments and address anything in part 2. Have a great day. Thank you.